All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Monday Night Wars. This is the WWF side, week 33, the 160th episode of Raw in its history on the USA Network from Sioux City, Iowa, May the 20th, 1996. Ratings were 2.3 for Raw, as Nitro won this week with a 3.1, snapping a 6-week losing streak for Nitro. This is the first Nitro to win in a month and a half. So now after this week's loss, the total scoreboard through 33 weeks is 16 wins for WWF Raw, 15 losses, and 2 draws all time. So Nitro's won 15 times, Raw's won 16 times is basically what it is, and 2 draws. And after a 6-week winning streak for Raw, this is the first week they lose in 6 weeks to Nitro. The Raw that lost the ratings war this week with a 2.3 rating was brought to you by Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon. McMahon says, "Welcome to Raw," and that Sunny has lost her titles. HBK is going to do color commentary tonight when Jake the Snake takes on HBK's opponent at In Your House, Beware of Dog, the British Bulldog, tonight. So he'll do commentary for that. In the ring is Stone Cold Steve Austin with DiBiase waiting on Sable and Mero, as they'll get to a match between Mero and Austin momentarily. McMahon says we're going to see footage from the Middle East and MSG House Show. This is the go-home show to In Your House, Beware of Dog, where Austin and Vega meet in a Caribbean strap match, where British Bulldog faces Shawn Michaels for the WWF title, where Undertaker faces Goldust in a casket match, and so on and so forth. Opening match of Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin with Ted DiBiase versus the Wild Man Mark Mero with Sable. Austin had the Caribbean strap match on his mind. The Wild Man Mark Mero ties up with Austin. This was a good match. Clean break, and then another clean break in the corner on the ropes. Austin tied up with a standing switch. Austin and Mero then. Austin with an arm wringer and an arm bar into an overhead wrist lock. The Wild Man Mark Mero back with an arm bar and an arm wringer of his own. Austin gets out with a drop to hold and a front face lock into an STF. Mero gets back, gains leverage, and also goes into the STF himself into an armbar and an overhead wrist lock, and then it applies a hammer lock. Great chain wrestling between the two. Off the ropes as the Wild Man Mark Mero ducks a potential clothesline, and then another drop kick by Mero. The Wild Man Mark Mero goes right back to a standing armbar and then a wrist lock. Off the ropes, Mero runs into an elbow from Austin, spotting an opening for Stone Cold. Shoulder blocked by Austin, a shoulder tackle into a hip toss by Mero as he comes back. Mero is in good shape as he's out-wrestled the $1 Million Champion to this point. Excellent chain wrestling in this match so far. Also with right hands to Mero and a reverse to the buckle. Austin elevated and Mero lands headfirst onto the top turnbuckle. Austin then choked Mero and dropped his body weight on the second rope like Steve usually does. The Wildman Mark Mero suplexed back into the ring from outside the apron as we go to a commercial. Back in, snap Mero by Austin, and then he drops the elbow to the head. And then Austin has a reverse chin lock. In the ending sequence, since these two had a wild pace to this point, so they deserved a breather and a rest hold. Austin off the ropes hits a jawbreaker modified stunner as Mero had a headlock. And then now Mero down from that snap Mero. Austin had Mero down for the jawbreaker and then hits a snap Mero to Mero and drives his knee to the spine while in the hold of the reverse chin lock. Mero fights back with a series of rights between both men. Austin then runs into a double axe handle off the top by Mero. He kicked out of a close near fall as Mero then drops right off the top. A short clothesline by Mero. DiBiase then grabbed the leg of Mero in the end here, behind the official, and Austin jumped him and stomped a muddle in him. Scoop slam, and Austin goes off the top rope, but Savio Vega whips him from behind and DQs Mero as Austin wins at a TV time of 11:53. As Mero was disqualified as Savio Vega whipped Steve Austin with the Caribbean strap, the same strap that they're going to have to wrestle in with the Caribbean strap match at In Your House. He whipped him, and Austin wins by DQ at 11:53 TV time, as they had one commercial in the match. This was a great match like all Austin Mero matches. They have some great chemistry with each other. I rated it 3 stars and a quarter. Next, we got Savio Vega versus the 1-2-3 Kid with Ted DiBiase. Savio, who we just saw strapping Austin, comes out, and DiBiase, who we just saw with Austin, comes out with the 1-2-3 Kid. So both of them are back to the ringside. McMahon says we've seen enough of DiBiase for one night. A side headlock go behind into a shoulder tackle and an arm drag by Vega. Vega technically sound as the 1-2-3 Kid comes back with rights. A leapfrog into a hip toss. And then a big kick sending the 1-2-3 Kid to the outside by Savio Vega, who lands a drop kick, a sleeper, and a chop to the 1-2-3 Kid, and Vega slaps on a headlock. DiBiase comes out with a chauffeur hat. He had a chauffeur hat, as Savio Vega is his personal chauffeur should Stone Cold Steve Austin lose the Caribbean strap match in your house. He becomes DiBiase's personal chauffeur, so he brought a chauffeur hat. As the 1-2-3 Kid spotted an opening after this, a bunch of spinning kicks to the corner to Savio Vega, who meets him in the corner. The Kid then goes up top for a frog splash, but Vega kicks out. The 1-2-3 Kid with a kick to the chin of Savio Vega. We go to a commercial, and then we come back with the 1-2-3 Kid wearing down Vega. More kicks and uppercuts into the corner. A high thrust kick to the head of Savio Vega in the end here. Off the ropes, Vega gives him a back body drop. Another one, a thrust kick, and a spinning heel kick shot by the 1-2-3 Kid, and a standing vertical suplex applied. A spinning heel kick by the 1-2-3 Kid, and a standing vertical suplex again. And then he lays back to the canvas floor. Savio Vega then misses in midair, a roll-up out of nowhere. Savio Vega wins at the TV time of 7:50 after the roll-up. Austin comes out, and I rated the match 2.5 stars. Austin comes out and attacks Savio Vega with a strap, and he chokes him out with help from DiBiase and the 1-2-3 Kid as they both attack Savio Vega, and Austin ties him up with the Caribbean strap and then stomps on him. Austin chokes him out with the strap. DiBiase puts the chauffeur hat on Savio Vega while he's tied up with Caribbean strap. Austin slaps his cheek while he's tied up. The 1-2-3 Kid's helping out. So you know what that means. Austin's luck at the pay-per-view is going to be low as he gets the last laugh on the Raw before In Your House at the Go-Home Show. Anyone who gets the last laugh on the Go-Home Show is destined to lose at the pay-per-view for the most part. The actual match between Savio Vega and the 1-2-3 Kid, though, was quite good. Just a good ending scene with Austin there tying up Vega. Sonny and Phineas Godwin's in the same locker room, leaves questions. Then they show a clip from the MSG House show that the Godwins became the new tag team champions over the Body Donis, and Sonny loses the belts. So now the Godwins defend the titles against the Smoking Guns at the free-for-all at the Beware of Dog. Jim Ross then interviews Paul Bearer to see if he's ready for Goldust to Beware of Dog in a casket match. He has a casket with him. Jim Ross asks if The Undertaker's in this casket, and Paul Bearer says, "Of course he is!" And then opens the casket, and Undertaker sits up and talks about Goldust, and then Mankind from nowhere punches Undertaker, so Undertaker lays back in the casket. Mankind shuts the lid, ties rope around the casket, and Mankind comes back with a metal pole and whacks away at the casket, and then pushes the casket over on its side and whacks away at it with the pole. More repeated beatdowns for Mankind, and then officials eventually got Mankind away and opened up the casket and attended to The Undertaker. We didn't see that as we went to a commercial that they attended to The Undertaker, but that's what's implied. Next, we got Davey Boy Smith taking on Jake the Snake. Cornette says his attorney Clarence Mason has said that there's a restraining order. Diana Hart Smith is no longer to be around HBK, but then the president, Gorilla Monsoon, comes to the ring and grabs it and says, "That's right, he isn't, she isn't." That means Diana Smith is going to the back as the fans cheer and Cornette goes crazy as Sean's allowed to be on commentary. So Sean's on commentary for this match, and he argues with the King most of the match. Bulldog displays his power against Jake the Snake. Bulldog with an ankle lock really went to work on the leg of Jake the Snake in this match. Jake couldn't get the DDT because the Bulldog just isolated the leg and just kicked the crap out of his leg. He dropped his body weight onto the leg. He had a leg lock. Jake the Snake with a desperation inside cradle, but Bulldog kicks out. Bulldog trash talk with HBK. Diana Smith comes back to the ring. Back from a break, Diana Smith confronts Sean face to face. Diana splashed a drink in Sean's face, and Cornette goes, "You wouldn't hit a woman, would you?" And Sean goes, "No, I wouldn't hit a woman," and then punches Cornette out. This ended up a no contest after the feed cuts out right as Sean punches Jim Cornette as they run out of time. 2 stars for what we got in that match. Sean closed with McMahon saying, "What's going to happen this Sunday?" Usually they have some time before they cut out. The feed cuts out. Usually it's Nitro that does that, but Raw this time did it. I rated the episode a 6.5 out of 10 because of the excellent Mero Austin match, a good Savio Kid match, and a decent Bulldog Roberts match. A good segment with Mankind attacking The Undertaker. And again, TV ratings, they scored a 2.3 to Nitro's 3.1. So after 33 weeks, they have 16 wins, 15 losses, and 2 draws. So a 6.5 out of 10 for this Raw. and again, a 2.3 rating. So I'll see you for next Raw. Hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for following along with the Monday Night Wars. I'm Brett Mix for this Raw review, and I'm out.